every one of you. My highly trained Stratonites. My killers. My killers who will not take no for an answer. My warriors who will not hang up the phone until their client either buys or dies! Then we started this in a basement. In a basement. Now go out there and show me how you do things. Show me how you live. Show me how you fight.
It might be April where you are, and you're expecting nice weather, but it's 20 degrees. So, you might have sore legs, sore back, sore shoulder. So, maybe that's in your fucking head. Maybe that's your excuse for not being better. If you're allowing people and things and situations to own space in your head, you're losing. The struggle is real. It never gets any easier. You gotta get harder. No one cares what you did yesterday. It only matters what you're doing today. I'm a cheerleader for those who want to be better, not for those who want to stay the same. Stay hard.
So when you look them in the eye, you have to believe that we are better.
Bet against me. Bet against me. Tell me it's not going to happen. Tell me it's going to fail. I love it. I love every minute of it.
Is that hard times create hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men. Soft men create hard times. We are now around soft men in hard times.
The one, the only, the notorious
Well, I don't understand this world today. Why is success a bad thing? Why, if you're a millionaire, you're evil. If you're a billionaire, you're the Antichrist. If everybody doesn't hate you, then you are not living up to your full potential. You get one shot at life. One shot. One go around in this world. You take life and you grab it by the throat and you make it give you everything you want.
What is good, everybody? Pump or bless. Alright. Big things rolling out. Stay tuned. Chill out for a second. Let's listen to some music. And All right, what's good, everybody? Let's go ahead and get going here. Straight up. All right. Meme Street Dev. Let's go over some things today, and hopefully, live we can roll out something cool here. Yeah, market's pretty much in the same condition as it was. Still, no worries for me. What we're about to talk about is pretty dope. So, if I can get that rolling, let's see. For now, we are gonna listen to some music, chill on this market, because I'm deploying this new software that I will be talking about shortly. Hope everybody's having a delectable, well, it's Sunday for me, but whatever day it is for you. Alright, let's just walk and talk. I'm live deploying this right now. Let's just talk about it. What is it? It's going to be the first software that we launch out on with our website, but it'll be separate at first. So I'll just launch the link on my page, Telegram, basically everywhere. It's a raid engine, social media, and it's basically, I named it the Warfare Dashboard. So if that didn't give you a hint, it's a it's a coordination platform that coordinates social media campaigns and tracks engagement. But to cut through the fluff of that, what it is it's a raid application that rewards users that are shilling projects or media, basically media outreach. With every click, they get a certain amount of your token. So whenever I drop this, everybody that is essentially a raider, a like is worth so many tokens, a retweet's worth so many tokens, and you gain supply by promoting media outreach. Pretty dope. Big plans for this to be used for not just our token, but for anybody's project that wants to use it. And so that way your raid team can get supply while they're doing their job. It also opens up the application for much more people to want to share your media. So this was a solution that me and the current raid team leader came up with, and it was one of those where you just think about it and you're like, ooh, that's good. So I had this thing up and running. And I had to take the whole project root, the whole folder, and move it somewhere else. So I'm just trying to integrate that real quick. But hella excited. So we'll launch this and it'll just be applicable for JAO. That's the only token that you'll be able to receive by promoting social media. As time goes, we'll integrate that into other applications, and it would be cool if anybody could connect their project to that, because that would be an application that would be more than useful for any development team. So like I said yesterday, solving your own problems is some of the best business ideas / inventions, and here we are doing one now. And that one was kind of on the pop fly. Had to put off my current work to go ahead and push this out because, I don't know, I was excited about it. So we'll have it as basically a test pilot, and we'll add, take away, and configure the warfare raid platform until it's where we want it, and then we'll start building on the back-end application where you can add other tokens and such. Let's see. This thing is taking forever. So as this comes out, you'll basically get coins is what it'll be, and then you'll be able to trade those in for, it'll be 1-to-1 ratio of token supply, and then as we get the software to where we want it permanently, I'll switch that to where it's just automatically giving you a token supply. So that would be a pretty good hand-in-hand with the staking application that I just put on pause to do this. So I have been coding this for like fucking forever, I swear. All day for sure. Let me take a peek. I can just get the interface pulled up. Computer's being super slow, but alright, let's check. Let me see if I can get that. Blast. All right. Yeah, this is something that I've been super stoked about this ever since the idea sparked, and then as soon as we started it, it's like, this would be a really, really useful and super cool application for anybody launching a coin. There's no reason that you wouldn't want to use this. All right, let me see. Probably do that. Oh. Right. No. There we go. Sweet. So still a little back-end stuff on here. Let me make sure I don't have anything that I shouldn't have on here. Public. Alright, cool. Let me check this out real quick, and then we'll dig into this. Oh, fuck. Why did I do that? No, I think we're good. Let's check it out. This shit's exciting. It's going to be super dope. We're going to use this in our community, like, starting tomorrow. That's one of the perks of that Telegram is I'll probably roll out lots and lots of you know, testware and stuff. So you'll be the first to get your hands on it, have some fun with it, be able to use it, and you'll have a say in, you know, its final, you know, state, especially on that Web3 side of things. All right, let's see if this uploaded. Sack. Whoops. Let me update this and I'll run it on a different interface if I can. There's a launch live right here, but I still have to fix some little connection keys. Alright, let me try it. And then we'll do a little run through. And this also, it just has most of the things that I wanted on there. So it's not really in any specific order. It's all on one page. It's not as beautiful as it could be. So, you know, design and all that'll, it's more about releasing the application behind this. Let us see. Shit takes so long, oh my god. Let me run one of the previous ones and we'll just go from there, honestly. 'Cause I'm excited to dig into this. Alright. Jeez, today, right? Bless. I'll get someone in a minute. There we go. Here we go. All right, let's see about it. So this will just give us like a basic, this will give us all the basic function stuff. So what's up? All right, so there we go. So you'll just, you know, pop in. This will be on our website. It'll be integrated into our, you know, and into all the other software applications that we're gonna have on there. And this will probably have its own page, because this will probably be, it'll be a pretty large back-end setup when we're done, and probably have a lot of traffic. So none of this will be here. So this will give you just active stats. Like I said, the layout and stuff is not really how it's gonna be forever, but so essentially you'll log in up here. You'll have you know, your profile. It'll have your balance of how much token you've earned, and then this point system will get you on a leaderboard. So I'm still dicing around that idea of the leaderboard stuff, but you'll come over here and you'll connect your Twitter. So just like, you know, that's how you do it. There we go. And that's how, you know, it'll track everything. So you won't have to like take a picture and upload anything. You don't have to like verify URLs. It's gonna do it all for you. So you come over here and add a target, and it'll be kind of dependent on who can do that. But for just the application for Jeets are out in our community, I mean, I'll just let my raid team leader, you know, get that. And I'm also thinking about just adding some AI that helps scoop out the posts that you should be targeting that aren't your own. So if, you know, you're trying to hit up on the threads of, you know, some bigger, more relevant people, I think that's gonna go ahead and be in that raid target thing. It'll probably be another option to where if you're not gonna be shilling your own post, you can, you know, go ahead and it does all the work for you basically. So if you're gonna have like a post or whatever you're gonna be rating, right now this is only for Twitter, but we're gonna work on, you know, integrating most of the socials that are gonna be relevant to an application like this. But you go over here, you hit raid, you know, liking a tweet's 10 points, and these points are 1-to-1 ratio of coin. Once we get out of, you know, the configuration phase and where it's all set in stone, the way that the layout and everything's running properly, that's whenever we'll, you know, tap into that smart contract on the back end and just go ahead and link the tokens to just go directly to you when you do this. So you'll do that, and then you'll just click execute raid, and that's it. So you don't even have to go anywhere else. You can do it all from here. So saves a lot of the bullshit that current Telegram raid applications are implementing. Lots of this won't be here. This is just developer stuff so that I can test connections and whatnot. Another application is the comment generator. So you can kind of pick the mood that you want it to be in, and then base text, and then it'll generate a couple different options for you. So that's pretty handy, especially whenever you're on one of these raids and you're hitting a comment or something. You just drop it right in there. So easy peasy. I'm all about making life easier, so. And then down here is where the beginning of a development of a leaderboard is, but I'm still playing around with how I'm gonna get that out, especially as we expand this application. So there might be a couple different things, and then of course we're gonna have a live feed in here that just, you know, keeping people up to date. That's pretty dope. So you can connect your wallet, you know, because that's how you're gonna get paid. So for now, it'll be like weekly. We'll just go in and you know, allocate those tokens. I also could set up something where you could just go claim them, but make you do less. I'll just make sure everybody's, you know, got what they need, especially in our community. Once we, you know, deploy a little bit larger, we'll automate all of that for sure. But yeah, so let's see here. And right now, it's kind of set up to where if you were to put the post in, it just gives you, you know, generic outputs. So we'll have a little more integration in there on the artificial intelligence to spice that up too. But one of the things I'm most excited about is that raid target application, where it basically scours the web for you and gives you like the best, gives you an option of the posts that you should be getting on if you're trying to, you know, integrate into some heavy hitters, some people with some bigger followings that are more relevant in the space that you're in. So, if you can imagine, right, this is huge for us because we've been like left and right. How do you get maximum amount of outreach, but, you know, the least amount of management, and also, you know, having to keep up with like paying people and all that jazz. So this eliminates that. Now everybody can be a supporter of, you know, media growth, and they can get paid while doing it. So I would be interested to see though, because it's going to be solely this interface in its own application. I don't really want to deploy this to Telegram. I could, but I didn't even really explore that option. So I think if you just keep it all in one place, it's just a lot. I don't know. If we get started and people want that, then sure. But for now, we'll just keep it in this place. And it's a quick link, but it's going to be in with our website and literally everything else that we're going to have. So the staking application will be there, and that, you know, in our bundle of software stuff. And then we're going to have live integrated Twitter feed on our page. We're going to have blogs. We have a store on there. We have everything you could want, really. I mean, in more than you could want in a development interface. So that's kind of the delay on that. I'm just gonna push that out with some of that stuff not completely ready yet, but I'll just add it in as we swing. But step one, right? This, especially whenever we push it out to the community and other people can use this, other projects can use this. At first, it probably will only reward you in our token. So that'll be fantastic for our market, but lots of transaction. On the flip side, I've like heavily considered being able to switch out so that each project can reward their own staff or their own community in their own token. So, because that just makes sense, right? So, yeah. So some of this isn't set up on the back end completely yet, 'cause that's what I was sitting there doing just now. But quite bare. It's not very colorful yet, but we're gonna spice this page up, and I'm definitely gonna move this stuff around so it's not so like you have to scroll 1.5 miles to get somewhere. Damn. Yeah. If you can see where this is going, what's up? This is a little bit more of what we're doing as a company and a community and a team. All right, we're much more than the markets that we possess, because the crypto, the paired currency markets that we develop, they're solely a medium for software. It just goes hand in hand. I think that some of the Big Brother projects that are mainstream chains now, BNB, Sol, Ethereum, and there's a lot of softwares that, mainly softwares, it's like they just didn't really pair, or they just didn't do one side very well, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because if you're going to drop a major advancement in blockchain technology, I mean, why are you not pairing it with a medium that would benefit everybody? So it just makes sense, right? And it makes sense to do it like that, because if you don't have anything back in your projects, then it's just that much more likely to be a shit stain. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that the market's experiencing, as far as the issue of relevancy over time. Some markets have done it, and they've probably done similar things. Some are just, going their own ways. Some people are just good at what they do. Some people are lucky, but I'd say the majority of new projects that are dropping just struggle a little bit with keeping retention over time if they don't have something valuable attached to it, right? It's just like memes are hilarious, bro, and like clearly it's a large part of who we are as a social society, but it's not enough to keep somebody's money in when everybody else just dumped it in 30 seconds. So onto this thing. It still looks ugly. Whenever we named it Jeets Are Out, I thought originally that this would be quite the ironic situation to end up in, as that's exactly what happened. But it kind of excites me because there's just so much opportunity on the table. And as we start pushing these applications out and they start getting used, and it'll make much more sense. And it'll also be such a turnaround, right? Nobody cares about the guy that got everything he wanted in life. Nobody cares about, those stories. It's always the, made it out the mud. It's the crazy shit in life that makes the best movies. So if this thing went to $1 and we wrote it back up, I'd laugh my ass off, dude. That'd be fun. Yeah, so if anybody has any suggestions, just based off what you've seen on this interface, go ahead. Don't be scared. I'm gonna leave that up for just a little bit longer. Damn. I think it might just be you, bro. Well, I guess let me know if it's fixed, because there's no way I just did 45 minutes of That's it. They'll all ask how you made it. You'll just smile and say, I was yapping while you were napping. Oh no! Are we buffering? Sheesh. No. Hopefully not. Damn. Somebody hit me in the chat. Let me know if you can hear. Somebody said they can't. Don't want to be doing this in silence. Sheesh. Hopefully we didn't just get stuck right there. Fuck. Need luck. Be tough. I think we're good. I don't know why it just froze right here. Tough. All right. So we're live on X. We're also live on YouTube right now. So we're double streaming. We'll probably throw a couple more media sources in there. If anybody likes one in particular, let me know. I really want to do some dev work, like some coding on there, but I can't really code any back end live. So maybe like interface. Blast up, dude. I put the nose to the grindstone to get that raid warfare out. Because I don't know, that just one of those things that wasn't planned, but it was, And as soon as it hit my mind, I knew it was gonna bother me until it was physically a thing. So now that it is, get into Telegram, play around with it. Not gonna drop it to the public explicitly myself, because I want to make sure that it's configured the way that I want it configured. The easiest to navigate, the most modern software for that's in existence. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't done boatloads of research on it, but let me. So that I'll have all the problems solved on the back end of that probably in an hour or so. I say that, but you just never know what you're gonna run into sometimes. But I'm not real certain if there is applications out there like that. As far as I'm concerned, no. But this is quite the game changer, the start of the game changer movement, really, because our foot is just going forward from here. And when we say that we're creating projects with real applications behind them, bingo, bango, bongo, and a lot of them are just solving our own problems, really. The main software that's going to be coming out in quarter 2 will, be much, much larger. And it'll be unavoidable, as far as I can think. Like I said yesterday, the Web3, the decentralized exchange, is expected to have a net worth added to it of, it was in between 20 and 30 billion dollars is what they would estimate the software to be added in the next 5 years. So, we're the ones adding that. So, or at least going to be a good helping hand in it. So, keep that in mind whenever you're browsing our projects and whatnot. Meme Street Development, coming live from the Wolf. Blockchain development, blockchain software development, market generation, and it's not going to be just the standard that we've all seen. More and more businesses are going to start turning away from the U.S. stock exchange because it's more restrictive, and there's those markets close. So businesses, and you'll see it, businesses will start going public on the blockchain instead. So we'll also be taking businesses live, and that will be fun. So that's something that's gonna be implemented in the future, that will also be a part of. But if you can imagine, there's much more applications that have access to blockchain trading software. There's crypto available on many more apps, probably tenfold than there are on any U.S. stock exchange site. That's because, well, it has to be like a certified U.S. stock exchange, platform, and blockchain currency doesn't quite have as many limitations put around it, and that's kind of what makes it beautiful, right? That's kind of what makes it what it is in a way, because why was it ever a thing, right? If you think about it. Oop. God bless. Let me. Oh no. I really hope that y'all could hear me that whole time. If you couldn't hear me that whole time, that would suck. Let me. Hit me up in the chat. Could you hear me? Yes, no, maybe. If you couldn't hear me that whole time. There we go. You could definitely hear me now. Think about what crypto is and how it started, and why it's a thing, right? Why do we all value fiat currency the way we do? It's because we all agree that a dollar is a dollar, and it just is, right? We can all settle on that. But the problem is that the population has no say in the inflation or the worth. A dollar will be a dollar, but it just might not get you as much. So that's the problem with government-controlled currencies. The government gets paid in two ways. They get paid either by raising, by taxes, and nobody's gonna vote to, raise taxes because you're just pulling money out of your own pocket. That doesn't make sense, right? But the other way that the government gets paid, because they will get paid, is by inflating the dollar, turning up the printing press. So even though you didn't raise taxes or vote to raise taxes, they're going to inflate the dollar and get their money that way anyways. So as a, from an economical standpoint, it just doesn't really make sense when you put it all together, now does it? And it surely doesn't make sense that they're just printing it out of thin air, right? So, thus the creation of Bitcoin, and just like, any fiat currency, we can all agree that whatever the current price of one Bitcoin is, that's what it is, right? And the major difference is that the government can't put their hand in there and make it worth more or less. So the community that is involved in it has that say. So it's the much more secure alternative in every long run, because it doesn't matter what country goes into economic collapse. You're void of being taken down with it if you're not in, the currency that's, hitting the floor. So it all makes sense when you look at it like that. And I don't know. That's probably what got me into, into this side of life at the very beginning. So if you're just now tuning in, this is what's up. This is what's good. This is Raid Engine social warfare interface. So you have all your live stats up here. Boom. You can add your post, whatever you're wanting to raid. And then you'll have a queue of multiple. And then you hit auto raid. You'll have your Twitter account linked to it. And then this is all you have to do. Boom. And then execute the raid. That's it. You don't have to go to Twitter. You don't have to do anything. Does it all for you. And just by clicking that button, you got free token. You got free supply. So it'll show your balance in your profile and your point system. And that point system will get you on a leaderboard. So this one's pretty basic. I have some pretty cool ideas for that. And then also group leaderboards too. So lots in the cooks with this. This is the basic. Get it out there, get it running, get it right, and then we'll sweeten it up and tweak it to however we see fit. So yeah, you'll just connect your Phantom wallet, connect your Twitter, and bingo, bango, bongo. This comment generator generates, your comments for you, in whatever emotion you're feeling. So basically all the work's done for you, and you can get on here and click a button and get money. So once you build a bag up, flip the page and just go stake that shit. So I'm still stoked about the staking. The staking really doesn't have any application towards future growth and that sort of thing, except that our staking interface will be an integrated platform to where you'll be able to stake all of our projects currency markets on there. So one place you get everything done like that. And so that will grow for sure, because it'll be, every project will be applicable on there. Not sure if we wanted to make that alive for everybody to be able to do that. Probably just Meme Street development projects. So good repository just to look and see our growth as time goes on. So in essence, this is a way for the whole world, whoever wants to click a button and help your media growth for your outreach, they get rewarded while doing it. So I thought that was quite the idea. So, like I said, probably won't add this to Telegram because I feel like that's just gonna be, it'll be like cumbersome rather than just coming to this interface and having everything right here. Yeah, that was kind of my envision whenever I was in the generation of this, the Genesis. So, shit, dude, I had this idea late last night, worked for hours, got a little bit of sleep, got up, and been back on it since. to push it out as quick as we can, to get back and clean up my mess with the staking stuff and get the website back. So planning on having all that Monday. So that would be great. But yeah, shit, dude, I don't know. I probably coded for like 12 hours or 10 hours. Not straight on this. I've got other applications that I'm working on while I'm waiting on things. But yeah, I just sat down and cooked it out. Because I think that this is like just one of those things that makes life easier. And the current raid applications that we've used are kind of booty cheeks. So they're good in a way, and they've done their job, but can always get better. I thought I dropped some shit. So it'll be stuff like this 24/7 dropping in our Telegram. You know, of course, we're going to be the first ones to stick our hands in the honey pot. But, you know, I think this is a great way to solve two problems at once, and that's exactly what I think we did here. So, you know, people make money, and at the same time we're expanding. So win-win. This is just one of many things that are going to come out along the way that are just going to be one of those things, you know. One of those things that you just can't beat it with a stick, dude. So very, very excited. Like I was saying yesterday, I swear to God, I did drop something. But anyways, like I was saying yesterday, there's actual, you know, there's stuff in the works and in the movements, and so that's why I kind of laugh whenever I see the epitome of what this market looks like right now. But there's no better time than the present. You know, they say the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, but the second best time is today. So take that as you will. And really, it's almost like we just dropped it again. It's floor price, son. Like I said yesterday, you don't complain when you go to J.C. Penney's and they got a sale running on, do you? That's exactly how you have to look at the stock market. And well, it's on sale right now. So, you know, you're just getting a good deal because this isn't just sitting out there wandering around aimlessly and hoping to find its way. It's got a sure path ahead of it that will straighten it to the right course, even if it veers off a little bit. So Dan saying all over the spaces that you're gonna cry, and you know, accurate. So the staking application too, just to drop a little information on that. That one will have different tiers of, you know, how you can, you know, put your funds in just certain levels. Really, it's like diamond hands, and then it just kind of goes down, and the only difference really is the amount of percentage that you're getting back on your supply that's staked and the time. So 90 days is the diamond hands, and you're getting like 25% of the pool based on the amount that was staked. And there is minimums, but I mean, the minimums aren't crazy. Like, very, very reasonable. So I think it goes down all the way to 15 days, I think. I'd have to look at it again. And then there is a choice where you can get like, I think it's 12% return, and there's no time limit. You can just put it in there, and then whenever you want to pull it out, you pull it out, but the whole time you've been getting 12% return, from that pool. So you don't have to lock it in there for a certain amount of time. You're just not going to get as much, percent-wise back on the amount that's, put in there. So, do with that as you will. I'm going to have mine in the highest percent return, and I'll probably keep it in there for quite some time, because this isn't your 3-day pump and dump, non-utility having market. This is something that's the start of a new chapter, the start of development, the start of the future of what the blockchain, the decentralized exchange blockchain, space really is going to be molded into. So it's exciting to see, just with the ideas that we have and how we're advancing, especially what's going on in my mind, what is possible that has never been, has never been applied in reality. So the limitations are really endless. It's almost like we're just looking out over, the Great Plains before they were developed, and it's like you're just running to get land. So as a company, what we're trying to do is get a bunch of property, get a bunch of land, and build a bunch of buildings. That's really my goal behind, even starting this really was to create something that is valuable to the world around me, something that adds a utility, that adds value to the space around me, something that's bigger than one person, and something that will outlast you when you've turned to ashes. Because money's cool, but it really doesn't do shit for you when you die. So it's like, what I really want is to have my footprint etched into the stone of reality for forever. I want to leave this place differently than I found it, in the most beneficial way possible. So as a development team, like I think that's the goal that we're running on. And of course, anything that brings massive utility and makes people's lives easier, and money comes with good things, with utility. But I'm so much more focused on the benefit that can be presented to the space around us. So I'm excited to keep going. I'm excited to see what emerges from the work that's being ground in every day. So, man, I think there's some days where I'm out here behind the computer for like 12 hours straight. Just not enough time in the day. Just can't code fast enough, really. But hell yeah, I'm stoked about this. Swear, bro. Christ. I'm stoked about this this raid software though. Kind of bare bones right now, but it's gonna make that part of a project just on auto mode, really. So it'd be crazy cool. I don't know if there is applications like this. Is there? Does anybody know? So let us see. That way I don't miss anything. I want to be very, very clear that we are much more than the markets, than deploying currency exchanges. So the whole root of who we are as a community and a team is the application of software that betters the user experience and develops this space into a more advanced experience, really. A better experience, a more convenient experience, just making new paths, new roads that will be heavily traveled. So if I think that's what is hard to get out over a Telegram chat. So super thankful for the lives, dude. I have them planned to just run them every day. And as we drop new software, chill that out. But I think it gives a much better perspective of what's going on behind the scenes and what's really in the works here. Because it's not what meets the eye. Let me see. I don't know if anybody's prefers other streaming services like I think we're probably gonna go Twitch in some ways. I guess I don't know. We'll look into that. We will look into that because we can stream multiple applications at once, which is really dope. Our YouTube page, I rebranded our YouTube page, but it had like 11,000 subscribers, so we had a good base there. So that's pretty dope. But all of our socials will be integrated in our website. Our website's going to be huge because it'll also be like big interface for our tokens. It'll be where most of our software is run, and then it'll also have like basically everything you need to know will be on that website. Everything that you want to use, anything that we create, will also be on that website. So when that comes out, it'll just be like the one-stop shop, So, does anybody know if this is like a thing? If anybody's tried to get creative with the with the raid, the current raid software. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tossing around the idea. Let me look. I'm tossing around that idea with the leaderboard stuff, of how we could attack that. But we definitely want to have that as a place where people can get visibility. So we want to have that aspect as well, because being a top rater will get your name out, whether it's your socials or your project or as a team. So that's just one of the other benefits. As a user of this, like there's no downside. I set up everything to basically just do it for you, and you just click a button and get money. And then you can also get your own recognition. So zero downturns. I mean, there's like no downturns on the flip side either. Someone who's enabling this software for their launch. It's like it's nothing but mutual. I feel like my chats are so slow here. What the fuck? Nah, God bless us all. And a fat ass though. Still booming, bells are strong, out the back though. 16-6. Damn straight, I'm good. So if you can imagine just with us running this application and how we could scale this to just benefit, bukus and bukus of future, future developments. It's gonna have lots and lots of transactions running in and out of, and until we make it to where you can put your own token on there. But for a little bit, it will just be G throughout. So even if somebody else uses it, kill their project, which I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, but you'll still be getting paid, and with our coin. So inadvertently, like I said, this will be everywhere. This currency exchange that we created will be in front of everybody, whether you like it or not, and it'll be like a thief in the night that just ran up on you, and it's like, holy shit. I mean, we're dropping lots and lots of cool shit, in days to come, in weeks to come, and it's just gonna have bigger implications in this space. So that's why I don't care about what it looks like right now. It just doesn't really matter. It doesn't bother me. It's just a great opportunity for everybody else to get in and get a bag. So if you're not getting in at this market cap, like, don't shoot yourself in the foot there, hombre. Because kings only kick it with kings. Let's see. I wonder if anybody, maybe I should just look it up. Let's see. Copy this up. One of the things that I probably, you'll see like just just as a trend, and probably most things that I create software-wise, like I try to make things so simple that your grandmother could probably navigate her way around it. What the fuck? That was stupid. Yeah, and if you're in a, not in our community, boo-hoo, but, welcome. I don't know why you wouldn't deploy this software to run your own operations, and that's kind of the goal behind it, is that not just us, but lots and lots and lots of projects will use this. And just happy, everybody's happy with it, Let me ask this here. Dude, I really need like another set of hands too. Somebody else to code with me. Because I'm usually coding two things at once. And I tell you, I can't generate fast enough what I want to make. Like, I'm probably at it like, most of the day, late at night. I'm like hours and hours and hours just cooking it out. I don't even notice the time go by. I love this shit. I lose sleep over it. I lose anything. I can sleep when I'm dead type shit. Oh yeah. Well, get ready, because it's just the beginning. The game just started. So, this is a good little implementation of, what's to come in the future and what we're capable of. and what we have cooking. When I say I'm cooking, I mean straight up. I've been cooking on the computer for like 8 hours straight on something that I haven't released to anybody. Like, excited as shit, bro. Just in the craziest of ways. Let's... Well, according to the AIs, this is the first of its kind. This is the first software of its kind. That's fucking dope, dude. Win 'em a 6. I give it a month before there's like 4 other softwares that are trying to mimic exactly what I made. But it's licensed up, so I made sure that I licensed that shit before I dropped it. It's gonna be like that with a lot of AI software too. I have like some of the most technologically advanced AI for certain things that have ever been generated, and I do research on the shortcomings of what we have now, and I take that disadvantage away, and I implement what it's missing, and that's just kind of part of, you know, how evolution rolls, right? They just get better and better, and it's quite simple if you put it that way, but sometimes plain sight everybody overlooks, right? Yeah, that's insane. This is the first software of its kind to be verifiable by proof of raid, to be performance based on token distribution, and to give results in a dashboard for partner projects. It's a high efficiency, which I knew this when I was making it. I'm just giving the stats that Mr. GTP said. High efficiency, RAID infrastructure. There's nothing close to this in the public repo space, commercial RAID bot market. We're bringing to you live the new way to market, the new way to make money, the new way to build community. It's all here, and it's starting with this application. Nobody in this space, nobody in the in currency markets in the blockchain space has made this complete application not really close. Some people I've seen some things that are maybe close to it, but so, sheesh. That's like the next 3 things we're dropping too. I see a lot of like mediocrity, just like there's a lot of applications I hate using, and there's like no alternatives. So when there is no way, you make your own, right? When there's snow on the road, you know, you make your own path. So that's a lot of the software that is being started and, you know, in the bank of getting ready to. Most of the softwares that will come from the first couple years of Meme Street development will all be things that basically just I wanted to make life easier while I'm in this space. Not that it's just for me, it's going to be utilized by everybody, right? Because I hate the way that certain things operate. It's like, damn, there's just better ways to do things. Or is there? So there's not. So that's why I'm here. Whew. Nobody in the space has built a raid system with this level of precision, verification, and real-time reward logic. Get on my level. I posted it earlier. I mean, are you guys trying to get first place, or y'all still compete for second out there? Still compete for second. That's cool as fuck. Here's a list of the things that I put in this software that just make sense, that have never been integrated into any other application for this purpose. Proof of raid via endpoints. Real-time comment generation. Heat mapped virality tracking. So, like, you could create the task over here. And this is just one of the things that feed into that. But you add a target, right? And you can add just, you know, of course, your own post and whatnot. But then there's also the most advanced software that can be generated with, you know, what we have technologically speaking, what I'm working with, which is about as good as it gets. It's the best AI of its day to give you the media outlets to get your project, get your name, get your whatever seen by the people that you want it to be seen by. Right? There's no point in blasting, you know, into the darkness and hoping that you hit. You know, we turn the lights on so you can see your target. Because sometimes you're raiding posts that just, even if they got seen, they're just not. It's not the population that you wanted to be seen by. So that'll inherently just kind of sweep that problem under the rug for you. Oh yeah, I mean, global data dashboards. So with the with the ranking system in the top, and we'll have different ways that you can rank personally, as a project, as a team. So that will all be integrated later. Because that's another thing that just continues to give, back to the people who use it. Is, that's one of the things that keeps the current raid, the Telegram raid bots in practice, because you can get, you can get top 10 on a leaderboard. So and then of course, the back end just took a little bit longer because I just kept adding shit. But I right before the stream started, probably like 20 minutes, I was running all the security measures so that it's anti-bot, anti-spam. Like, you can't cheat, you can't get software to do it, you can't, because I'm sure, I was almost positive that somebody would think of that, just a bot to spam, so that you can just continually make, you know, get a payout on crypto, so you can't do that. Anti-fraud, in the back end's locked up, so, you know, anything with money is safe. So, if you're not in this space, and you see it later, you'll see this, you'll be seeing this software pop up in lots of places. So, of course, after I configure it, I still am playing around with how I want to set it up completely. There's no way you could leave it like this, scroll a mile, you fucking wear your finger out, bro. I mean, I keep thinking of what would complete this to make it, you know, the bee's knees, the all-in-one, but I don't really know if we're lacking too much. So I know our raid team will appreciate this. And honestly, it's you no longer have to have like a set group. You don't have to have the coordination. Like, the world can be your raid team now. So that's a problem that I've been trying to solve since the generation, you know, the genesis of this project. It's just how to efficiently promote your own, you know, promote your own software, your own coins, your own, like, how to promote yourself with the community that you have, with something that is beneficial on both sides. And I hadn't seen anything that would cover that base for me. So yeah, so it'll look a little bit different than what you're seeing here, but if you're seeing this, you're getting the basic gist of it. Like, this is the udder on the cow, bro. And quite honestly, if you're you know, if you're a developer, if you're, you know, part of a community that is wrapped around some other meme coin, we'll probably put together the whole package to make your life a lot easier. It starts here, but with a lot more things that we do, it'll just be, you know, what I would want in a market, what I would want out of this, especially out of the Solana blockchain. So but I still have some brainstorming to do on this. and it's not going to be so plain, but it will be just as accessible, and just as easy to operate. Especially if it's exposed to public use. We can't just have like some of these things just laying around. Like if everybody's adding a target, then like how the hell is anybody gonna hit one? So we're gonna have to play around with that. I don't really want to make it individual like the Telegram bots are. I think that you would get much more out of it if it wasn't. So I just have to configure how to make that a useful application, but not a cumbersome one at the same time. But quite honestly, bro, that's not going to be that big of a problem. I love this shit. This is like, I'm stoked about this this warfare, this raid warfare dashboard. I feel like this is gonna be pretty big for us at least, and then with everything else that we got going on, it's just gonna keep building on it. So hit that Telegram community. You'll be able to use it. You'll be able to get free token for clicking a button. So use your fingers. And don't think that you can automate it either, because I already thought of that. Yeah, so that should be ready to rock in our community probably by tonight. When I hop off this space, I'm probably gonna clean it up and get it ready, and people just can start earning right there. So if you want some free, some free Jeet coin, it's a damn good time to get it too, because it'll have hella value. Hella bokus. Dude, I said it from the get-go, and probably everybody thought we were blowing smoke up their ass, but hell no. This is a little piece of the pie of what's coming in the future. So use your own head. When I say we're changing the space, it's quite literally going to be crafted into reality before everybody's eyes. We don't run on a hope over here. So treat Solana. Yeah, give me about a week or maybe even less once I hit the sweet spot on that software. I mean, free use. It's free. You can use it for your project or your whatever. And then later on, I'll toy around with integration of your own token. But for now, just gonna keep it ours. So that's probably what I'm gonna be doing the rest of the night. Cause I need like 4 hands, dude. Get all this work done. I started a new software thing. Like I paired a new software to, do multiple, like stream from one source to multiple platforms. I think you see it on here. Yeah. Yeah. You can see it at the bottom. Pretty standard, but I had one, like I had a live scheduled and it wouldn't let me connect to it. So like from here on out, I'll have them scheduled and those will be the proper spaces to join. But just for today, nada. I couldn't get the keys to. Couldn't get the keys to link up. Ooh. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Yeah. See Dan, what to do, baby? You fell off the earth for a second there. Also, for future spaces and stuff, I'd like to have some guests. I'd like to spice it up. We can have as much fun as we want on these things, and this is probably where we'll live demo all of our software that's dropped, kind of like we did today. But yeah, so like I said, it's just Twitter for now, but depending on how things roll out, I almost just added a good amount of applicable media sources that you could just one click and it goes to all of them type beat. But just to make sure everything's how I want it first, keep it light, keep it right. But this shit is this is crazy in the fact that it's never been created. There's not really anything that compares to this. So when I say I'm cooking, that kitchen's hot, baby. Little brainstorm does it's like some 80s beat. I don't know if I follow a bunch of people that code. Is there anybody that does like half stack, full stack? Really don't meet too many people that are like real versed in the field of full stack development in the blockchain. It's like non-existent. Even like all the homies that I had that like went to college, went to university for software development or they're like, what do you call them? Software engineers. They still don't, they just never been exposed to anything in this area, which just kind of blows my mind. So, we have a community on Twitter, and I'm probably going to focus on building that a little bit more too, because that's just a real easy way to get information across to everybody in one spot about everything, like every update. And so, probably see a lot more of that being shilled. Don't be scared to join into that too. If you're not in the Telegram, then that's probably the second best option.
Que levante la mano todo el que está haciendo dinero, que venga el año nuevo, yo voy a josearlo entero. Un día de esto llega mi amor verdadero, pero quiero hacerme rico primero. 2026 y yo sigo soltero. W ando con todos mis vaqueros. Me monté en la Cybertruck y me acordé de la Montero. De los viejos tiempos, ya mismo me hago sin dejar de ser hetero. Ya mismo voy a tener un hijo, un heredero. Voy a extrañar la calle, la disco y el putero, pero yo voy a seguir hasta que me caiga el caballo y se me pierda el sombrero. Este año será mejor que el anterior, yo lo sé. Que tú te ves mejor en ropa interior, yo lo sé, yo lo sé. Ey, yo sé, mente bandido, Miguel Bosé, pero hasta ahí, hasta ahí.
In our other channels, like YouTube, TikTok, we're getting traction with like posting, but shorts wise, like I think we've been pretty inconsistent with like making it known what we're doing and who we are. So for the shorts reel, this is Meme Street Development, blockchain technology development, and currency market generation. So we don't just make meme coins. We built software that that's revolutionary to the blockchain and the free markets that trade within. So this is a undeveloped section of software that as a community we're all kind of just discovering. So it's almost like you can make it anything you want it to be if you wanted to put that kind of work in, because surely somebody did in the first place to make it what it is now, right? And if you missed yesterday, we kind of got fucked on our current market in every way, shape, and form. I mean, when I wake up in the morning, I strap my boots up, ready for war, because it's always one thing if it ain't another. So, unfortunate series of events that have, where it's like there's just some force pushing against us, because if we were to give up, that would be, of much utility for whatever the opposing force is. But 2 middle fingers in the air for that. So even just a shitty market launch like that, like we had a live stream, 20K in and out, and I couldn't get my connection to work, and then as soon as my connection worked, they ended the live stream, and it's just like, and then that steep drop you see, we paid allocation to some jackass to market, and I have everything contracted and stuff, but it's like, but that guy just basically just like rugged us and dipped. So live by the sword, die by the sword. You know, I truly believe that you don't get away with anything in life. So nobody ever gets away with anything. It always gets you. So if that's how that guy wants to live, then, you know, eat dirt. Somebody show me some communities that you enjoy being in. I'm in like some Solana, meme coin, of course like the bigger cryptocurrencies, but some of those have some juicy and very relevant you know, content. But yeah, this raid target thing, dude, hell yeah. That's just gonna help everybody out with being able to get your, you know, your media in like highly viral, you know, highly viral sequences. Things that are being pushed by, you know, the Twitter's algorithm. And so that takes away the whole guessing game. Yeah, it'll be cool to see how this looks after I've wrapped it up and finished it completely. There's lots of things that I can do with this that I'm just not sure if it would be of the best benefit to everybody. But for one community, pretty simple, but there's no reason that the world shouldn't use this. It's a fantastic piece of, you know, nothing but deliciousness. And as a developer, I mean, mouth-watering if you saw something like this. It's what we've all been looking for. It's what I've been looking for. I think I bitched about it one time, like, dude, there has to be something like this that we can use. I don't know, just never found it, I guess. Probably because it didn't exist. I even check YouTube. Oh, my music. Oh. Huh. What the fuck? I don't know what happened on YouTube. YouTube. Looks like that shit didn't, it just cut off. I don't know. Yeah, we're still live on X. Cool. I wonder why that happened. Let me connect these tunes back. And then we can probably hang out for another 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And I'm going to kill this stream and get this ready to deploy. So the website also is going to be your one-stop shop. One-stop shop for everything that we create. I mean, not everything will be, based out of that, but you'll be able to access it through there. There's going to be lots of application with that website. So, like, this will have its own page. There'll be other things like this that will just be like gems, just gold. But now that we rolled it out,
Got that bit dizzy. Yak and cheese whoop, yakaroni drip, yak sauce condiment.
the fuck? I don't know what happened with our live over here.
I got the condiment, man.
Like, won't even let me pull it up.
Condiment, yak sauce. Baby love got the
Thank
paint
God,
job,
like a
the
boat
boat
off.
off. Yeah, nigga, don't paint job like butterscotch. I was cross time zooting with my dog, Poopadoo. Yeah, nigga, train different color like Fruit Loop. Favorite girl, cousin, and she stay in Michigan. Drunk a lot of coffee now, I got a shit again. Niggas know they ain't seen yet, cause they never did. Yeah, nigga, Mac can't suppress like the evidence.
Wonder if it never even deployed.
Jewish told him God said, I ain't got no phone to talk to murder on an iPad. Switching up rental, you ain't even know what comment. Yeah, nigga, I got
Dude, if you can't see my eyeballs, I'm drained. If you wonder what I'm doing while I'm not answering you, because I'm sitting behind this computer grinding hour after hour, day after day. This is pretty much my setup all the time. My ass is like very close to this seat. I have a tight relationship. It says we're live, but I don't think we are on YouTube. Oh, what the hell happened there? Oh shit. Maybe we are. Lagging on my phone. Wonder why. Dude, also, like, I would like to, because I'm hella busy right now because I solely code everything by myself. Everything that you see dropping is, generated by these hands. And so, but, like, I can develop anything, really. So, we're not solely developing just stuff for our own utility. Like, we also will have, like, a ticket section where, you can have custom software generated or whatever. In the future, I'd like to hop on a live and, like, code some software for somebody, make something cool. I also want to run some trades, get in here and hit some markets, maybe a little leverage. There's some stuff that will be dropped later on that we'll definitely be having some fun with. It's one of those things that I've always had. You know, one of those ideas that I've kind of always thought, like, damn, that would be really cool if it was possible. So, turns out it is, so that's dope. But just like this software, everything else that we're pushing out is going to be, you know, separated from the current standard. So our bar is a little bit higher, and I told the people who are close around me, my team, just said, it don't matter the external circumstance, you know, you have to be able to work at the maximum amount of efficiency every single day. You know, that's what makes us the best. That's what makes, you know, that's what's gonna separate us from the crowd, is being able to, you know, perform at peak efficiency, peak output, and minimum bullshit every day. So I get it, we all have lives and stuff though. Like I was absent in the community this week, and oh so poorly timed, after like we had shitty like problems with the market, but it was just unavoidable, and it was serious enough to attend. Right. Go in my heart. Yeah. I tell you, dude, my brain runs wild when it comes to ideas for software in this space. Like, I just don't have. There's not enough time in the day, in the week, in the year to push it all out. Because there's days where I'm doing this like non-stop, 8, 10, 12 hours, wake up, repeat. Dude, if I had to give like a piece of advice to anybody on what's up and coming in, like, you know, in reality, you got to turn your head towards software as a service. If you haven't noticed that already, that's like widely being used, then you're just behind. It's like whenever the huge drop shipping shit was you know, was getting hot, and by the time it was hot and you knew about it, it was like super saturated to the point where it was just competition weeded itself out. So if you can get into things like that before the population's talking about it, you know, you're well on the right path. And one of those is service, or software as a service. So it's one of those things that you can start with, you know, depending on what kind of setup you have. Like, you can go pretty bare bones on like a minimal back-end application that, you know, could benefits the people around you, does, you know, serves a purpose, and it also in some way, shape, or form gives you you know, some greenery. Indescribable. Can you be so real? Wait to see. Yeah, I mean, if you're not here, you're wrong. If you're not aware of what's in the upbringing of what we're doing, you know, you're missing out. Just like what we're rolling out right now, like, it's a game changer. And this ain't even the tip of the iceberg of what we got up our sleeve. Like, I can blow your mind with some of the shit that is in the works. That's why I'm so ecstatic about it. So I just want to be working around it, working towards it all the time. So I just can't wait to have that shit finished. And for my own benefit too, because I'm going to use it. So for future spaces and whatnot, you know, hit that share button, send it to some communities, you know, invite your clique, because we're doing it for, you know, we're doing it for the people around us, for everybody else in the space, just as much as we're doing it for us, right? So don't cheat yourself on an opportunity to use a wheelbarrow instead of carrying it by hand. That's for certain. So, if you're not in the TG, if you're not in that Telegram community, what are you doing? That's just the main way of communication like, if you want to stay up to date, if you want to, you know, be in the know of what's going on, other than being here, that's probably the best, not probably, that's the best way to get it, because, I mean, I can't be messaging everybody, especially not on here, and, I mean, quite frankly, I hardly have the time to check my own personal messages on my phone. So if I'm not responding to you or I'm slow on something, like, that is straight up, like, you know what I'm doing. I'm getting busy. I'm getting to work. So don't think that I'm, like, ignoring you. But for sure, we're starting to roll out on all other platforms, and, you know, we're about to roll this software out, so you the medium that we use to deploy our projects is probably a good thing to have money in. So that was kind of our whole basis behind everything, and it was hard, and it's still kind of hard to explain like what's going on without being able to talk about what's in the works. Because if I just told you, then you know, it's not licensed, it's not copyrighted, it's not. And I'll be damned if I did all the work for somebody else to steal it. Dude, I'm excited as shit to deploy this in the community. Like hell, I'm gonna use it. Why would I not? Fuck. I mean, I've been using it all day, shit, but I don't think it'll have many kinks, but we'll see. I'm kind of also design-wise, like what? Because I don't want to leave it this blue. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Play around. That's the fun. That's the fun in the game, ain't it? Alright. Charles. Well, let me check at the chat if anybody's got any questions. If anybody's wants to inquire further on anything, you know, don't be afraid to use your fingers. Because this, like, when I'm on live, bro, that's the absolute best time to get anything past me. Because my attention is solely here. But as soon as I end this stream, I'm on 5 different desktops and I'm doing 12 things at once, so. Oh my God. I guess not. Cool. Alright, well, it is a Sunday for me. Whatever it is for you, Monday, Sunday. You know, don't waste your time. Don't sleep your life away. And, don't miss out. So, if you got to peep the Raid Warfare dashboard, you got to see it right before it got deployed. So, that's how you stay in the know of what's going on, what's building. Again, with the you know, expansion on to our other platforms, especially the reason that I decided to start streaming is just because, you know, I'll start talking more about the development process and, like, you know, the foundation and the bricklaying, because I think it would have been cool as shit if, you know, Steve Jobs would have documented his experience of building Apple, and there's just not there's just not a lot of people that make it to those savant level of like world utility and size in a company. So to be able to do that and document it all would be, I think that would be the coolest shit ever. Even if it was just for me, even if I was the only one that thought it was cool. But I mean, surely, I know Alex Ramosi kind of did that. So, tomorrow, probably same time, and I'll probably lay the rest of the streams out for the week. And when I drop this software, go get yourself some free tokens. Because why not, right? So, that is, that's going to be it for me. Signing off. And I will catch you all tomorrow.